Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my May book haul. Less than 20 books. In fact, it's only 15, which is probably the smallest it's ever been. I only actually bought 12 books and I got gifted 3, which I'm always obviously very grateful for. I'm filming this on the 28th and I must admit I have ordered a book, but that was because I had my little op last week, so I was allowed to order myself a book. But yeah, I've been good. This is including the London trip. I think this is just going to be the way things are going to be going forward. You won't see massive book hauls in general, partly because I've realised I don't need to buy loads. Like, I think I was, obviously if I see them, if I go to charity shops, then I will grab things, but I'm being a bit more considerate with my buying. I think that's what's changed. I've realised I've got a lot of books on my shelves. Admittedly, I do kind of need to get some more contemporaries, because I'm running a bit shorter on those than I would be. But I actually just want to buy the books and then read them, and I don't need to buy loads. Like, I've also got my library, which is actually, I've actually been using the library for good purposes, which is reading books that I actually want to like read and not necessarily just random ones. Like, I borrowed 2 books from the library, like a Jenny Colgan book, which I would have previously bought, but I just was able to borrow it from the library and read it from there, and that was okay. It's not one. Obviously, I'll be buying books from authors that I know I'm going to want to keep, and if I see a charity shop book that I think, oh, that looks alright, I might do that, but I'm less urgent to buy them. So yeah, this is going to be a shorter video, but because obviously it is like less books, I can probably talk about them a little bit more, and because I'm not rushing, I know a bit more about them and there are reasons behind everything. So let's stop rambling. The first book I was gifted was from the lovely Cat from Brews and Reviews, and this is Once Smitten, Twice Shy, and this is the 3rd book in the Wilmot Girl series, and you all know that I absolutely love this. Cat got me this as my gift right after the op, and she it's got a little gift note in it because Cat is like literally one of my best friends, and I've loved, as you well know, I've literally binged 2 Wrongs Make a Right and Better Hate Than Ever very, very quickly. She bought me those 2 books for my Christmas present, and now she's kind of bought me the 3rd one, and I'm going to keep this series because it's about sisters and siblings. So obviously, you know, me and books and sisters, and this one is about Juliet Wilmot, who we met in the first book. Don't want to give spoilers away, and she was a hopeless romantic, but she's sworn off romance. I can't go into any more details because obviously it is connected to the first book. And then in this one, she meets a quiet, shy Orsino, who knows happily ever afters are not on his horizons. Problem is, for the sake of his family business, marriage is resigned to the inevitable, but with no confidence he can woo a wife. He can hardly say no when an alluring woman offers him the chance to learn the ropes of romance. I can't wait. This one won't stay unread for very long. Then when I went to London for the London Book Tube meetup, which I've got some books to show you from that, the lovely Jennifer from Jennifer Loves Books gave me a really nice copy of Wthering Heights. You know this is my favourite book ever, and I don't have this edition, and she was wanting to get rid of it, and I wanted the Penguin English Library edition. I've got some books in the Penguin Library edition, so this is like my 3rd Wthering Heights book, admittedly. You know it's my favourite book ever, but this has got, God, look, I hadn't even seen a little picture of Emily Bronte. Oh my God, that is so cute. I hadn't even seen that. And it's a beautiful copy, and it's a paperback, so it'll actually be easier to hold than my hardback. So I can see me rereading this again. I must admit, I can see this actually does give me an excuse, because technically it's unread, because it's a different edition. So technically I can read Wthering Heights again this year. And I don't care. I don't care if I've read it 3 times. I don't care if every Victober I reread it. I love this book. So thank you, Jennifer. You've just given me an excuse to read that for Victober. And then I got given, then the lovely Chatty from the Mad Chatter gave me a copy of Sleep Like Death by Kanan Byron. Again, I've got a copy of this. I've got my own copy of this, but look at her copy that she sent me. It has got flowers everywhere. It's the Fairy Lit edition. And because she read it, we read it for a buddy read last year, and she read it and she didn't like it, but it's got these. It's got those end pages. I can reread it because I've got a pretty edition. I can reread it. Oh, look at that! I hadn't even that. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful this is. And like, oh my goodness, it is like a stunning edition. You know I love Kaylin Byron. Not everyone's loved it, but I love this edition. And it just looks absolutely beautiful. And she's got it from, she gave it to me because obviously, like I said, she didn't want to keep it. And she gave it to me as a gift, and it is a beautiful, beautiful gift. So thank you so much, Hattie. Thank you so much for all these gifts. I never expect gifts, and I'm always truly, truly grateful for them. So I did like one charity shop haul when I went to Camberley to get like Chris and Mia's new phones. And I went to Camberley once and I got 4 books from the charity shops in Camberley. And then I've got 1 book I ordered for Mia and Thomas, and I'll show you that in a bit. So I got The Passage to India by Ian Forster. I've read a Ian Forster book, and I wanted a copy of this because I think Jack could really like this. And now I'm in a bit of a classic slump, so I'm going to save this for when I see it. But I wanted a pretty edition of it. I thought if I'm going to read it, I want a pretty edition. I don't know anything about it. It's set in India, so it's going to be a classic that's good. I know Ian Forster's. I think I liked one of Ian Forster's books, and then not another one. So don't really know. This tantalising question provides the intense drama at the centre of Forster's last and greatest novel. It's his last novel, so okay. After a mysterious incident during a visit to Marabar Caves, the charming Dr. Assis is accused of assaulting Adela Quested, a native young Englishwoman, and he is brought to trial by a fragile structure of Anglo-Indian relations, which had collapsed, and the racism inherent on the colonialism is exposed. A theme which is a powerful and dangerous reality today. Don't know any more than that. But that was the first of the charity shop books. Actually, I'm going to put these in piles so Thomas is helping me. Then I've got a fantasy, Had to buy a fantasy, and this is my first Rebecca Ross fantasy, The Queen's Rising, which is a duology, I believe. But the first one is a duology. It's a YA fantasy. It's an unforgettable story of deception, love, and revenge from she wrote The Divine Rivals, which I've not read. 17-year-old Brianna is raised in Veneria, the land of elegance, etiquette and learning. But her father, whose name is a mystery to her, was Mayburn. Brianna has never set foot in Mayburn, but knows it's a wild and windswept place, basically proud of its ancient heritage of magical warrior queens. Don't need to know any more than that. Fantasy, queens, that should be good. I kind of fancied a bit of historical fiction, and this is my first one by Sarah Ferguson, who was the Duchess of York, so... And this is The Heart and the Compass, and apparently it's set in 1865, which is like Victorian times, I believe, when one act of rebellion cost Lady Margaret Montagu, Douglas Scott, her family, her reputation and her place in society. Her life is swept on a new course, one that will test her courage and resilience. And it's a Victoria's Court, so it's set in Victoria's Court, and it also then goes to country house in Ireland and the bustling streets of New York City. Big book, but it looks like a me kind of book. Then to a book that had mixed reviews because it was longlisted for the Women's Prize last year. A lot of people didn't like it, so I wasn't prepared to pay full whack for it. And this is The Wren, and by Anne Enright. Alice apparently really liked it and gave it quite a good rating, but a lot of other people didn't, so I wasn't prepared to pay full whack. But I saw it for like, I think it was like £1 or something, so I was like, I had to get it. And it's Neil, obviously everyone knows about this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Nell is a young woman with adventure on her mind. When she sets out in the world, she finds her family history hard to escape. For her mother Carmel, Nell's leaving home opens a space in her heart where the turmoil of a lifetime begins to churn. It's a family saga, so could be interesting. It was a Women's Prize book, and I thought I'd give it a go. It's a short book, so for a cheap thing, I thought I'd give that a go. Actually, I'm trying to think about my piles here. Right, and then to a book that is for me and Thomas, and I got it for Spoonies, but I didn't read it in Spoonies. But it's about dyspraxia, and obviously it's something that we now know that we believe I've got. And this is an information book, Coping with Dyspraxia, and it's one that one of my subscribers recommended. So I'm going to actually try and read this very soon, actually. I might even read this before this video goes live, I'm not sure. Or I'll read it in June. See if my mood makes me read it. But it was a second-hand copy, so I thought that was quite good. Then to the books I've bought full price. I've got 3 that I bought full price at the start of the month, and then 4 of my London trip ones. But all of these are ones that I really, really wanted, so I don't mind that I paid full price for them. First one, I actually kind of bought this before I'd read Fourth Thing, and it's Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I bought this before I read Fourth Wing, kind of having the gut instinct that I knew, because I saw it in the works but not too expensive, knowing that I just had a gut instinct that I would like Fourth Wing, and it turns out I bloody well did. And yeah, let's just say you would have seen, watch out for the book that would have, the video that would have come up before this, which is my weekly wrap up part 4 or 5, whatever. But anyway, I absolutely ended up loving Fourth Wing, but I didn't know that. But this was the second one, and I've now, apparently I can't read Iron Flame, this is the second in the series. I can't read this till nearer the time when Onyx and the Storm comes out in paperback, because I want all 3 in paperback, and apparently there is the ending to this will make me be desperate for the Onyx and the Storm, so apparently, according to Kat, I've got to wait. But this is the second in the series. I can't go into detail because the first one left on a big cliffhanger, and I cannot wait for this. But if this is half as good as Fourth Wing, this is well worth the purchase. The only thing is, it is very, very big. It's like nearly 800 pages. So I'm basically stuffed because it's going to be one that I'm going to fly through and I'm going to love. Then another book I got straight away, and this was my pre-op treat when I had my pre-op appointment, and that was Hera by Jennifer Saint. Although I've loved Electra, I liked Electra, I loved the first one. I've got Atlanta to read this month, and I wanted this in paperback, and I waited for it in paperback, but Charlotte from Queenie Reed said she didn't like this as much, so I'm slightly nervous. It's about Hera, who's the immortal goddess and daughter of the Titan Cronus, and she helps her brother Zeus to overthrow the tyrannical father, and she dreams of ruling by his side. Greek mythology, Jennifer Saint. I've got big high hopes for this. I'm not going to rush to it because obviously I'm only reading Atlanta in June. Like, that was one of the ones I've set myself for June provisionally. But yeah, I really want to read this, so I'm really looking forward to that. Then I've been a bit hit and miss. The last Ali Hazelwood I bought I wasn't loving, but Kat reckons she absolutely loved this. She read Deep End, and then he's now really got a bloody summer book out, and this was only out recently. But Kat reckons she loved it, and Kat reckons I'm going to love it, and trust me, I trust Kat with my life. Scarlett Vandermeer is swimming upstream as a junior at Stanford and a student athlete who specialises in platform diving. She keeps her head down, and then concentrating on getting into med school and recovering from an injury that almost ended her career. She has no time for relationships, or at least that's what she tells herself. Swim captain, world champion, all-around aquatics golden boy Lucas something or other thrives on discipline. That's how he wins gold medals and breaks records. Complete focus with every stroke. On the surface, they have nothing in common until a well-guarded secret slips out and everything changes. Apparently, Kat reckons I'm going to love this, so I need to read it soon, apparently. Now to the 4 books that I got in London. I'm just, sorry, not feeling 100%. And this is another one that Kat recommended. And this is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I've not read any Leigh Bardugo yet, but apparently this is like historically fiction-y fantasy, like apparently even a bit of horror. And I got the independent bookshop exclusive edition with the sprayed edges. I've got to read some like Leigh Bardugo. No, I have read Leigh Bardugo. I did read The Six of Crows, but I didn't read Crooked Kingdoms. So, a woman's ambition can prove deadly. In a shabby house in the new capital of Madrid, a lowly kitchen servant hides a gift for little miracles. But when her employee discovers Lucia Cortado's secret talent, she demands that the scurrier perform her illusions to win over the royal court. I don't know too much, but I do know Kat loved this, and Kat reckons I would love it. And like I said, kind of trust Kat with my life. Then to a book that I picked up because the lovely Leanne from Leanne Reads recommended it, and I think I might have accidentally stained it a little bit. Look at this. Beautiful Waterstones edition. And this was one I got in Waterstones at Liverpool Street. And this is signed by the author, and the lovely person at Waterstones gave me this matching bookmark to go with it. And it's a signed, little signed, and actually see the pen in it, so it actually does look like a proper signed edition. This is fantasy again, but it's like, I think it's like historically fictiony fantasy. Like, Aurelia Wycherley is entering her debutante season as a witch, which means glamorous balls, perilous trials, and finding the perfect match to tether her magic to, or risk losing it forever. But Aurelia's magic is cursed, not the kind that anyone will want to match it with. When Aurelia's arch nemesis, enigmatic Jules Knightley, offers to help, he may be her only hope. Fantasy, middle grade, I think it's YA actually. Fantasy, YA, and a bit of historically fictiony thing. Looks perfect. Then to a book that I know she hadn't actually bought it. Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe recommended this. This is the latest book by Quakey and Maisie. I need to buy Bitter by Quakey and Maisie because I did nearly buy that at the same time. And that's the sequel to Pet, or prequel, I can't remember. But Olivia recommended this and it just looks so good. It looks fierce and strong and oh my goodness. Somardina and her twin brother Jayaki are practically the same person. They finish each other's sentences and make each other whole. When the twins come of age, their magical gift begins to develop. While Jayaki's powers enchant, Somardina's cause fear to ripple through the towns. So Quakey and Maisie, I love their work. It's just, I don't know, I think this looks like it's YA. This looks like it's YA, not adult. I love the death of Vivek OG. I absolutely love You Made a Fool of Death with a Beauty. I love Pet. Just looks such a me book. I just can't blooming wait to read it. So thank you, Olivia. And then lastly, the book I bought in London, and this is one because it's Alice. And we bought it in the library bookshop, so I've got the library thingy. Got it stamped because we always do when you get there. And this is Towards Zero by Agatha Christie, and that's by an Agatha when we went there. I think this is a standalone. When the connection between failed suicide attempt and wrongful accusation of theft against a schoolgirl and a romantic life of a tennis player. Don't know any more than that. It's a mystery. It's an Agatha book. It's got a little tennis thingy on the back. So this looks good. Right. I think I've got a lot of fantasies again, with a lot of sort of flowers on them. So I've obviously got, there's like a plant on that. I'm trying to think. Got sprayed edges. Yeah, there's lots of flowers. So I think because if you got to the end of this video, leave me like a rose or a flower emoji, because obviously there's lots of flowers on a lot of these books. So I think that's what you do if you do that. What books have you been buying this month? I am really love to know. What books do you buy? Which books of these do you think I should prioritise? Let me know in the comments down below. And I am going to actually, because this one is probably my pretty book. I'll show you this at this. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. I love chatting to you all. Hope you're all well and enjoying your books. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.